Hello. I don't have anything to make this video more spooky or visually interesting in that regard, so you'll have to do with my grotesque face. They keep telling me I shouldn't be so self-effacing. We're going to talk about a movie. When I first heard about Mercy Black, I thought it was going to be a play on the story of Mercy Brown, which is a bananas story of vampirism, and in it, a girl's body gets exhumed, and her heart is removed, turned to ash, mixed with water, and then fed to her little brother as a medicine to cure his tuberculosis. There's actually a similar story to Mercy Brown in the Bible, and it happens to a lesser-known character, and his name was Jesus. The story of Mercy Brown also inspired elements of a 5-star author's latest book, Whispers from Over My Shoulder, and I happen to have a copy of it by Chris Caron. No relation. But it turns out that Mercy Black is not about vampirism, nor consuming the recently dug up organs of your siblings, which is a shame. Of course, I knew all that beforehand, but I just wanted the opportunity to plug my new book. It's got page numbers. So with Mercy Black, it had a golden opportunity to be about tuberculosis and vampirism, but it fucking decided, no, we're not going to do that, and decided to be a combination of Slender Man and Beware the Slender Man. We're really putting our eggs in one basket here. I read a couple of articles that said, don't watch it before bed, and what they should have warned me to do is not watch it at all, because it was really boring. I guess it puts those articles in a better context. They should have said, don't watch it in bed, with the covers pulled up, after a glass of warm milk, and a hot shower, and with the TV off. It's going to put you to sleep is what I'm getting at. So the concept of Mercy Black takes the story from Beware the Slender Man, a documentary about two preteen girls who stabbed the shit out of one of their friends as a sacrifice to Slender Man. And it's a terrible, true story, and you feel awful for the real-life families involved, because, I mean, their kids should have known better. The lore of Slender Man's really fucking simple, and they goofed it. They'd have been better off sacrificing a 3-subject notebook to the Slender Man. I was like, that's more his speed. The kids in Mercy Black also have a made-up monster that they want to sacrifice a friend to. So two preteens take their friend into the woods, hit her over the head with a rock, cut off one of her fingers, and it's supposed to bring Mercy Black to life. The in-movie lore that they find on knockoff Google sites says that Mercy Black is a guardian angel and she can make bad things go away. They really say that. They say she'll make bad things go away. That's an actual quote. They really didn't think too hard about what Mercy Black could do. Slender Man, I think, has at least a little bit of lore, as do most creepypasta monsters. They get a little bit going on and what they can do to kind of give you a reason to want to summon them. Not just, here's a spooky thing that appears, you better have done the ritual right, because if you did it wrong, then you die. But if you do it right, here's a candy bar or something. Mercy Black should just make bad things go away, I guess. I mean, I guess that could be good if she got rid of something, like a disease, perhaps tuberculosis. So the main character is named Marina, and she's one of the girls who gravely injured her friend at the beginning, and she gets sent to a mental institute for a decade, where her doctor, Janine Garofalo, because Kathy Griffin wasn't available, I guess, decides to release her to go live with her sister Alice and her 8-year-old son Bryce, to live in their creepy house in the middle of nowhere. And then from that point on, the movie just kind of slogs along. Marina sees spooky things out of the corner of her eye, but then closes her eyes like a see no evil kind of thing, counts to 5, and when she wakes up, the evil is gone. And I mean, you could do something with that. There could be some interesting things there. You could toy around with the idea of what's reality and what's not. Is she making it up, or is there actually a supernatural spook going around that wants to take away the bad things, but instead is just kind of appearing in people's periphery to just go blah and then run away. And I mean, I guess that could have been a good idea, but the mystery gets taken away when the 8-year-old boy Bryce starts seeing things too. So there's a really interesting part where we find out that the girl from the beginning who had her finger chopped off is actually behind the recent killings, And, oh, spoilers, I guess, but nobody saw this movie, and I don't think anybody will, so who cares? Like, it's revealed that she's come back, and she's killing people because she wants to make Marina believe in Mercy Black again, because she was originally down with the idea of being beaten in the head with a rock and having her finger chopped off. I mean, some kids like fucking Paw Patrol, but I don't know, I'm just out of it with the new generation, I guess. All those articles said I shouldn't watch it before bed, but I could have watched it by myself at 3 o'clock in the morning in the cemetery of the Baptist Church in Exeter, Rhode Island, and not been affected. That's where Mercy Brown's gravestone is. Early in the movie, like, we learn that Bryce has this, like, fat friend that he hates. Like, they set up in the very beginning that Bryce doesn't like this kid because he's, like, an edgelord shitposting, definitely gonna grow up to say the N-word on a live stream type of kid. I mean, I guess that last part is implied. He says to Marina, I don't like him. I never invite him. He just appears. And so you're like, okay, is this fat kid gonna come up again? And he does. He is later revealed to be at the house at the point in a horror movie where things would be considered to be going down. And when you see him there, like, the camera does, like, a little reveal, and there's, like, a little sting in the score, and it cuts to Bryce, and he's got this, like, evil smirk on his face, and you're like, okay, Bryce is gonna sacrifice the fat kid to Mercy Black. And you're like, okay, so he's just gonna stab this, like, fat kid, and, like, the audience won't feel bad because he's a little shithead, so who cares if this fictional child gets massacred for an imaginary spook? Right? That's how movies work. So of course you think, like, okay, they're gonna do a similar thing where he takes the kid out to the woods, like, tricks him, and it's like, we're gonna go play a game out in the woods, and he clubs him with a rock and then cuts his finger off, and we get Mercy Black. But no, instead, they go out to, like, a little shed, and Bryce has tricked the kid to sitting in a chair similar to the one I'm sitting in, but not on wheels, and doesn't do this fun little maneuver here. It's just like a regular chair, I guess. So it's nothing like the chair I'm sitting in. He gets him into a chair, and he also, in tricking him, says, I'm going to tie you up now. Wrists, legs, a whole nine. This kid is immobilized in the chair, and he's just sitting there like, yeah, I'm okay with this, and you're just like, what a dumbass. And then Bryce has also managed to fucking Rube Goldberg a noose. Bryce, 8-year-old, 40-pound Bryce, gets the noose around the fat kid, and he's set these large bricks in front of the legs of the chair, and then they call for help, and when the mom comes to try and open the door, it activates this pulley system that Bryce had already, this is premeditated, this is already set up, like, he just tossed it over and it's ready to go. So when the mom tries to open the door, it activates the pulley system, and the fat kid's like, oh. And you're like, okay, this is what we're doing. But it's okay, like, no, there's not going to be a child murder in this movie, because Bryce pulls out this gigantic hunting knife that most 8-year-olds had. Like, I remember that. It was Micro Machines and fucking hunting knives. It was a common gift in my house. So he cuts the rope on the noose and sets the fat kid free. And you might be thinking, like, oh my god, that's really intense. That sounds like it should be really spooky. Yeah, it should, but, and it cuts to Bryce, and he's like, Mercy Black made me do it. And you're like, uh-oh. But then it cuts to the mom, and she's making this face. And that's when the movie turned into a comedy. Skip the wait, order ahead at Zaxby's.com. I'd never had Zaxby's. I tried it for the first time today. This is a good chicken place. I liked their chicken. I had a chicken club. And it was delicious. So think about that. You got 2 reviews. 2 reviews in one video. You got one for a spooky horror movie and one for a chicken joint that I've only ever seen down here. I mean, if you're in an area that doesn't have Zaxby's, I guess you're fucked. Sorry. But if you're anywhere near South Carolina or wherever Zaxby's are, there you go. Subscribe to my channel. There's gonna be a thing here that will have a cartoon drawing of my face, and you click on that and you'll subscribe, and then there'll be some other video recommendation here. I let YouTube pick out of my videos what's best for you, because I just can't decide. I'm gonna be a great parent someday. I am leaving now. Bye-bye.